The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to the Super Bowl. What's the value of that exposure to our region? Well, you can get an idea from the deal CONSOL Energy cut to put its name on the Pittsburgh Penguins' new arena. Tom Hoffman is Senior Vice President of External Affairs with CONSOL Energy, and Dave Morehouse is President of the Pittsburgh Penguins. And welcome. Good to see both of you.
See you, Bill.
Yeah, and I'm going to start with you, Dave, because congratulations. The building's coming along. It's actually there's steel rising there in Uptown right now.
Yeah, we're on schedule. They started erecting steel about a month ago. Yesterday and today they started putting in what's called the rakes, which is the steel beams that are on an angle that will hold the bowl in the upper bowl. So it's starting to take shape, and everything's going well.
So it's not next season, it's the season after, right?
That's not next season, it's 2010, the fall of 2010.
All right. Well, a big driver of these kinds of stadium deals, as we've all learned in the last decade or so in Pittsburgh, is finding that naming rights sponsor to really weigh in a big way. Tom, what piqued CONSOL's interest in this facility?
Well, it took us a while. I mean, this is a much different deal for us than we were accustomed to doing, but this region, if you look at the Penguins' footprint, where their fans are, where they broadcast, who comes to the arena, it's the same places we operate, same places our employees live, and we think of this as an investment in the region. If this region grows, if this region prospers, we're going to benefit from that, and so it made sense for us. It helps us with our goals of recruiting new employees into our business as our older employees retire. And it's a great facility. It's a year-round facility. We're going to play great hockey there, but we're going to do a lot of other things. And of course, every time something goes on at that great facility, it's going to be at the CONSOL Energy Center.
And you dabbled a little bit, right? You have your minor league ballpark.
Yeah, the Wild Things, CONSOL Energy Park.
Yeah. And did that play a part? Did that experience down there?
Well, that helped. That helped in dealing with David's team and talking about what you could do and what you can't do and negotiating a long-term arrangement like this. But I think we learned, for example, when CONSOL Energy Park started bringing in country western entertainment, hey, every time they mention that on the radio, our name is a part of that. But I think the big thing is investing in the region and partnering with a really great organization, the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Dave, what is the sales pitch? You're sitting down in front of these big companies and you're trying to get them to make this major, multi-million-dollar investment over a period of time. What do you put at the head of the list?
I mean, first of all, we look for companies that have a rich history in Western Pennsylvania and well-established, and as Tom said, people that we like to work with, just like our sponsors and our partners now. CONSOL's been around for over 100 years. They're a great company. We like the people that are running the company, and we had a good relationship with them as a sponsor. So when we sat down, we talked about what our strategy is looking forward and our brand strategy in the region, and it actually coincided a lot with what CONSOL's trying to achieve. So we think it's a great partnership. And we're very pleased with it.
Do you sit down and try and make an economic case, the way people do with there's so many viewers watching an ad or something?
Yeah, you do. There's companies that do analysis on impressions. That's a very quantifiable thing that you put together. It's how many times the arena's name would be mentioned in the media and different areas of the media. There's a quantifiable number that is attached to that, and then you talk from there.
And it begins to add up, as you say, I guess, right?
Well, it does, and I think when David's team came out and made the presentation to our team, I think our guys suddenly realized, wow, this is more than just having your name on four corners of a building. I mean, there are going to be Wayfair signs that tell you how to get there. That'll, just like there are today for Mellon Arena, there'll be signs that say this way to CONSOL Energy Park. But when you add it up, all of those things, the impressions that we get from the mentions, the reach of the audience that the Pittsburgh Penguins have, all of those things are part of what you consider. But you become quickly aware of the fact that partnering with the Penguins is much more than just putting your name on the building.
And coming up, not too long away, of course, the Steelers are going to take the Pittsburgh name out there. I know. I'm sure both of you are true believers that Pittsburgh, our region, is going to get a lot of value out of that association with the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it a little earlier. A 3-minute ad on Super Bowl Sunday is how much?
Well, it's $3 million for 30 seconds, right?
For 30 seconds, yeah. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, how many times is that going to be mentioned on national TV and seen all over the world? I mean, when you think about it with the sports teams, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Pittsburgh Pirates, Pittsburgh Penguins and to a certain extent the University of Pittsburgh. Of all the impressions that Pittsburgh gets mentioned across the country, I would guess that the sports teams are probably responsible for at least 80% of them. So I think it's very important to have a vibrant sports organization in the city. I think it's great for the city. Economically, I think it's good for the city. There's a lot of money that comes into the city that wouldn't otherwise. So I think the Steelers in the Super Bowl is great for the region.
You know, Tom, I know you've been in communications a long time, and a lot of talk about direct economic impact of these sports teams, but I would assume you feel there's a significant economic impact from the exposure and the brand awareness as well.
Well, there is. Again, although I don't sell coal to you directly or natural gas to you directly, those two products that we sell are what we use to generate electricity. And a lot of it is generated right here in our region. And as I said, it's the same footprint as the Penguins have. So if the region prospers, because of the reasons that David said, we're going to do well from a business standpoint. Because if the region prospers, we're going to use more energy. We're going to be the providers of that energy.
All right. Well, it's exciting. Tom Hoffman from CONSOL Energy, Dave Morehouse from the Pittsburgh Penguins. And we didn't get to talk a lot about the team, but, you know, keep at it, and hopefully we'll have great things to report by the end of the season there, too.
We sure will.
Always fun, Bill.
All right,
Thanks.
thanks.
Thank you.
Next up, stepping up for United Way. Stay with us.